Hey, so welcome back. Today we have an overview of day 2 of Gen Con, which was Friday, August 5th. And the day started out with me and Alissa having breakfast in the hotel. Since we've been paying an arm and a leg for this place, we decided we should have breakfast there at least once. They had a pretty good selection and spread. I got some oatmeal with some honey on it, and some almonds, and then a little omelet, and some potatoes and some fruit. I don't recall what Alissa had, but the breakfast was pretty good and filling. Then Alissa and I began our trek to the convention center from the hotel, about a 15 to 20 minute walk, but luckily there was a Starbucks right next to the hotel, so I put in an order for Starbucks for us and we picked it up and had it on our way to the convention center. So then we arrived at the convention center and walked around for a bit. We stopped in at the Catalyst Games room to ask about Shadowrun. Shadowrun is the game that I've been streaming on my channel recently. I haven't had any time to play in the last few weeks, but I'm hoping to have some time soon. But it started as a tabletop RPG years ago, and they're still making tabletop campaigns. So I stopped in to ask about it and see if it was being added into Roll20 for online play with other people anytime soon. And it is. But then after this, we stood in line at the Gen Con shop waiting for it to open, and we had about an hour wait. But I did get some cool loot, which I will show here. So I picked up a Gen Con Wizard Anniversary hooded sweatshirt. This is the front, and this is the back design. And then I picked up a Rainbow Meeples t-shirt, which I got in a size smaller. It'll be a gold t-shirt. And then I grabbed 2 of these rainbow dice face masks, and I got a free lanyard for my purchases. Then Alissa and I met up with Doug and Josh to say good mornings and kind of chat for a bit before we had to go to our first games. So here we are with Josh taking a group picture. So before the next game, I walked around a bit and got a little bit of video footage. This is a balloon dragon they make every year, and they raffle off on the Sunday for somebody to have the chance to kill it. And there's always some random entertainment like the comedian juggler here.
I'm a ballerina. Thank you for not challenging me on my ballerina cred. I clearly only have 2 skill points in ballerina, so. Alright, here we go. Right, oh, yeah, I didn't get to choose. This got awkward. Alright, here we go. Super high throw. Okay, 3 people cared. Great. All 3 up. Whoa!
Ballroom C, was it? 5.
A crowd pleaser. Yes, my friends, notice how in this particular trick, each club goes straight up and down, and straight up and down only, like a column. Now, thank you. Notice the not so subtle difference. Here we go. Hey, did we I just got more applause just now for messing up than any of the tricks that I just got right. I'm having a little crisis of faith here, and I'm just going to do a little experiment.
So after watching the juggler for a bit, I headed off to the Funko games room, which is where our game was going to be. Hello.
Oh, come on in. Dougie and Josh.
And yes, they are both wearing 1,000-Pound Sisters t-shirts.
Gonna play Goonies.
Yeah, further to here. I wonder if she even has that point the right way.
Excuse me? I have a whole screen back here.
I said I didn't know if you had that pointed the right way even.
Yeah. You can see on the front as well, so you can make sure if you're like doing a selfie type thing, you can.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll get started here.
So in this game, you have like players versus a GM that controls all the bad guys and like the maps and stuff. It was kind of a fun little game. You can make it more replayable by changing the maps on your own and kind of making up your own paths through the caves and whatnot. But it was a fun enough little game. I almost had them, so close, but they ended up beating me.
If we're not going to do these, because otherwise we're just going to be walking behind the whole row here.
Yeah, we need to go on that
To
side.
get in there. Yeah. To get in the lane. And I'm good with eating anything, Josh.
So after Goonies, all four of us had to break together for lunch. So first we walked around through the food trucks. There were long lines at all of them. And from previous years, you know, Doug and I had been here 3 times before together, and a lot of the food trucks weren't that great here in Indianapolis. Or you'd wait really long for food to get up there and they've ran out of what you want, which is kind of annoying. So we walked down through the food trucks for a while. So we had settled on this place to get some food, but while we're there in line, the guy shouts out that I only have like 9 left. So we're like, well, crap. So we just walked across the street to a sit-down restaurant where we only had to wait about maybe 8 or 9 minutes to get a table. And then Doug proceeded to bribe the hostess to store this bag he had been dragging around all morning, which he didn't succeed. She never came back. But I ended up getting a burger with house-made chips, and we had some appetizers of guacamole and some Brussels sprouts. So after lunch, we went back to the convention center, and here at the beginning, you'll see what's called Card Holla, which is where people put together these giant, like, buildings, castles out of cards, usually Magic cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then they raffle off, like on Sunday, to be able to destroy them, and the money goes to charity. So I was supposed to have a game right after this, but I decided to skip it to go to the vendor hall instead, because else I would never have time to go to the vendor hall. So here is some footage from the vendor hall. Josh went with me through the vendor hall as well. That's really cool.
I think so too.
Little codex. Really pretty too. This one's pink. That's it. It's not pulled out of the way.
Yes. But he said that there's different inserts that he did, so I can actually have it feel like it's all dice.
Oh, there's one of the rings.
Like different inserts that can go in here. So, I kind of like
Little
it.
dice thing though. That's really nice.
The red and silver probably.
That's an expensive dice set.
Hey, are you? Cool. Do you guys want to take a look at anything? Pull anything up for you? Or if you have any other questions, I'm happy to geek out.
Those are nice. Those black ones?
Would you like to see?
No. I don't play any tabletop games in person anymore.
Oh, you can still have fun at home, right?
I just roll dice by myself.
I love your treat by now.
Oh, thank you. Just a just roll dice, all sad. Play some sad music in the background.
What are these? So these are our Razor City dice.
I think they were singing.
One of the things about the Razor City is the actual raised etching will make it like wiggle as it settles with the higher number dice.
See, we can just look at the tip. You can't be like nice from table.
Oh, yeah. Those are really nice, really pretty. Oh. So what are these? This is adorable.
So these are our hope ships. These are actually a charity to take this translation. They've got a little card inside. Basically, it's to help support mental health in gaming. It is $20. It is $20 for with no tax, and Wormwood takes Wormwood takes nothing off the top. It goes directly to the charity. And it's a grab bag to see if you can pull any of the legendary ships. There's a lot of them. Some people like to collect them and use them as worry stones because we sand them to a very, very high grit. Other people will collect them like that as well. I've seen a lot of people.
That was really pretty.
Buy quite a few of them, trying to get the legendary shields like the Makassar or the.
So how do you know if it's a legendary one? What is it something on the back of it, or is it?
I don't know if it says it's a legendary or anything like that yet, but like typically it'll be like one of the rare ones, like Makassar, like Bolivia Rose, but
That one's really pretty.
Purple Heart is one of the. I'd say it's an uncommon kind of thing, or rare. Like whereas Ebony with inlaid lapis is like mythic. You know?
Are these the only four you have right now?
No, so it's basically it's grab bag.
Oh, so you just took one?
Yep.
Oh.
It's like one of these four.
So Wormwood makes some really just gorgeous dice boxes and dice towers and other products. Their woodworking is just really pretty. I did end up purchasing one of the Take That shields. I got the black walnut one. I will show you that a little bit later. So this gaming table that was for sale from a different vendor retails for $9,600. So I finally found the Catalyst Games booth, which is the makers of Shadowrun, and checked out some of their boxes of the gaming system. I didn't pick any up right now because I figured I'd wait to see if my group is actually interested in playing it before I spend the money on it. So we walked around a little bit more, and then I decided I'd pretty much seen what I wanted to see, I thought, and went to the gaming hall to kind of chill for a bit. But then I spotted people playing a game that I wanted, and I went back to the vendor hall to the booth just before closing, and went ahead and bought the Dark Knights Metal card building game. Take this shield from Wormwood that I purchased. I did get the black walnut version, and then I also purchased the deck building Dark Knights Metal game from Cryptozoic. So shortly after this, all four of us were able to play a game together called Galaxy Truckers, and we played the giant version where they have these 3D printed aliens and these big tiles. It's so much fun. So you build a ship to carry cargo. You can pick it up, you can carry aliens and whatnot, and you need to make it to the end through these obstacles to get enough points to beat everybody else. It's actually a really fun game. You can play it on Steam as well, or a digital version through their website, and it's just a really fun game, and it was really fun to play it together and build the ships. So later that night, Doug, Josh, and I played our last game together for this day called Brew. It was over at the stadium. It's like a 15 to 20 minute walk over to the stadium, but there is an underground path over there. Brew was a pretty fun little game. The guy that was running it for us, you know, we all kind of wished he would have just gone away, but he was there. And then after that, I had like a half-hour walk back to my hotel. I was exhausted, showered, and went to bed, and continued the next day, which will be seen in the next video. So that is all I have for Gen Con Day 2 for you. I hope you enjoyed this little recap, and until next time, be safe and take care.